It's winter, although Mother Nature hasn't hit us between the eyes with cold weather yet, but you know that's coming. We're going to talk about energy supplies, and dealing with it today. In our Allied Cooperative program, Mike Kamstra is with us, Certified Energy Relationship Manager, and Mike is in the Marshfield office with Allied Cooperative. And Mike, is your title Certified Energy Relationship Manager? I'd say that sounds like more than just a guy answering the phone taking orders for fuel. It sounds like you really talk to people about what their needs might be and how best to handle them. Is that right?
That's correct. I am more of a consultant than a salesperson. I'm here to help if you have energy needs and you want to work with somebody who's looking out for you. That's what we try to do, and we take a personal relationship with our farmers and producers and try to help them meet their budgets.
Well, let's take a look at what might be ahead. We've looked at this crude oil price, and it's below, the last time I checked earlier this morning, it's about $73 for crude oil. Surprises me because it wasn't too long ago it was up above 90, and then you talk about Saudi Arabia and Russia, and they're cutting back on supply. What's going on? How come this price is down where it is? Not that we're complaining, but what's happening?
Yeah, well, I think prices are going to remain volatile and directionless until the market can figure out oil prices. Last week we had a decline of 2%. Investors are kind of doubting the supply cuts that OPEC and the member countries made. Just looking at the global manufacturing activity, that is down and kind of depressed. Particularly here in the United States and in China, the manufacturing numbers don't look particularly good. Despite the fact that we've got ongoing fighting in Gaza and we had OPEC production cuts last week, oil prices are still declining, and there's maybe just a little uncertainty whether or not OPEC's going to be able to stick to those production cuts. Somebody mentioned in one of the meetings, the OPEC meetings, that what would they do if they could not hold to the quotas? And that sort of sent investors on this sell-off that we're seeing right now. And how long it's going to last and how deep it's going to go, that we don't know.
But I would imagine right now you're recommending that farmers fill their tanks.
Yeah. If you have some storage, and obviously if you're not burning winter fuel, it's a great time to fill your tanks. We're looking at prices we haven't seen for over 2 years. So first of all, fill everything up now. And then second of all, take a look at contracting, because we have some really attractive options as far as contracting futures.
How far out can we go contracting futures?
We do 2 years.
So you can guarantee these prices at 2 years? There's some natural flexibility in there depending on where the market goes?
Yeah, of course there changes every day with the live NYMEX, but there are options where you can book out up to 2 years of fuel if you feel like the prices today are good. Of course, there's a lot of uncertainty. We don't know what the future holds, but there is one thing that kind of kicks in when we get to $70 a barrel, and that is the Strategic Petroleum Reserve. They did talk about they were going to do a buyback if it hit $70 a barrel. And as you said, Bob, today we're sitting at $73.65, so we're only $3 off that target. Whether or not this administration will actually stick to that, what they said they would do, and start purchasing back crude stocks, that remains yet to be determined, being that it is an election year and they probably don't want to drive prices up. But that is something that's kind of looming out there as well to keep an eye on. We're very close to that number.
Mike, earlier you talked about manufacturing numbers. What do you mean by manufacturing numbers? What is that in the marketplace? Is that oil produced, or what is that?
So when you look at manufacturing numbers, what we're looking at is global consumption from manufacturing activity. And the numbers seem to suggest that, I won't say recession, but I would say definitely a slowdown in the manufacturing economy. As you may be seeing, consumers are not spending like they were perhaps a year ago. So some of the consumer spending is down, and that's led to reduced demand in the manufacturing side. So, well, I wouldn't say it's a recession yet. It's definitely a global slowdown is what we're seeing in the economy. And this is not just here in the United States, but particularly in China. It seems that whenever we look at crude numbers, they tend to follow what's happening over in China pretty closely as well.
But as we get here now to the end of the year, you're encouraging producers to go ahead and make these contracts because, as we all know, followed this for all our lives, it's an uncertain market, this oil market, because of Russia, China, Saudi Arabia, all those countries. You never know what they might do tomorrow.
Absolutely. And with all the volatility in the markets, I'll give guys one piece of advice. Don't contract based on trying to beat these markets, but contract based on a number you can budget and live with, because we just don't know. There's a lot of uncertainty right now with where the prices are going to go. We could be sitting at $30 a barrel. In 3 months from now, we could be sitting at $100 a barrel. Either scenario is plausible at this point, and it just simply depends on what happens over the next 3 months. So if you feel like you have a number that meets your budget and you feel good about that number, I'd advise you to just go with that number and not worry about whether or not you're winning or losing on those contracts.
Good advice, Mike, that's for sure, because as I always say, weight broke the bridge. Hey, Mike, thanks for the update and all this good information, and have a Merry Christmas.
Hey, thank you. You too. Always good to talk with you. Thank you.
All right, Mike Kamsker with Allied Cooperative. Mike is a certified energy relationship manager, again, with Allied Cooperative. He's headquartered in Marshfield. Give him a call if you want some advice. He's there to consult you. I'm Bob Bosold.